Shah Rukh Khan is back. So Pathaan is another film in the YRF spy film universe, but this time we have another raw agent named Pathaan, played by Shah Rukh Khan, and I'm so happy that he's finally back to making movies. But we also have John Abraham, Deepika Padukone, and many other well-known actors and actresses in the series. And the general story here is that there is some political conflict with Pakistan and India, and then it leads to other things. And now we have a rogue agent who's out for revenge. And within this whole mix, we have a whole bunch of action. And that's really all you need to know about this movie. So let's get into the first and best thing about this movie, and that is the action. If you've ever watched any big blockbuster Indian cinema, then you will be used to this, but man, the action in this thing is just absolutely bonkers. And I was fortunate enough to actually see this film in a theater. It was actually something that I have not experienced before. And so seeing this in a theater with big screen, big speakers is definitely the best way to see this. And when it comes to the types of action, well, it has all types. Hand-to-hand combat, knives, cars, flying, explosion, lots of explosions, gunfire. Well, there's so much here and it's kind of hard to process all of it, but it all works so well. And from the beginning of the movie to the end, there really wasn't a moment that I felt bored because the action was intense. It kept you on the edge, and it was just really an awesome time to see this spectacle in front of you. And yeah, if you love action films, well, this movie is gonna deliver big time. And then the second thing that I really did love about this film is, of course, the acting. Shah Rukh Khan, well, what can be said about him? He is a legendary actor. Almost every single film that I've seen him in, I've really enjoyed him as an actor, whether it's more dramatic, whether it's more action-based, comedic. He is just such a talent. And in this, he brings all of that here. You know, he brings the action presence, he brings some dramatic moments, and he also brings some comedy as well. And he does all of that with amazing charm. You absolutely love Shah Rukh Khan as his character, Pathaan. But then the other actors and actresses, they also do a really good job. John Abraham, I'm glad that he's in a film that actually showcases more of what he's able to do. And he is a really good match in terms of a rival and main antagonist versus Pathaan. And also he does have a commanding presence as a villain who's simply out there for other reasons beyond just taking over the world. So that is a good thing. And then the other character we have is Rubai, played by Deepika Padukone. She is just an all-around badass, and I would enjoy her in her own action movie as well. And everybody else in the cast, they just do a really great job in bringing these characters over to this big action film. And so overall, the acting in this film is really, really good. And so when it comes to the story, it is something that you have seen before. So there is international conflict, a rogue agent, a main character who is mysterious, feared, and respected, and who is just an awesome action hero. And then you have many other characters who support this whole narrative of basically saving the world. But the way in which it is told in this film, it is very entertaining. And at the same time, since this is part of the YRF universe, you might see some special cameos as well. And as the story was going along, there were definitely some twists and turns that I did not expect. And there was also some great dramatic, emotional moments as well. And that's all served with the great acting to go along with it. So the story overall, I think it was a solid story. And then another thing that you really appreciate about this movie is just the overall production quality. This is definitely a top-notch movie when it comes to the visuals, the music, the sound effects, special effects. The locales, there's like so many different locations. They're in India, they're in Europe, Russia, the Middle East. There are like a lot of different locations in this, and they're all shot beautifully in this film. And as I stated a little bit earlier, I do highly recommend that you see this in a theater, in the biggest screen and loudest speakers as possible to get the full experience. And then the final thing that this movie definitely delivers on is the fun factor. This is a highly entertaining, enjoyable movie. It's escapism at its best. So when you come into this movie, you can expect a really good time. And when you come out, that's exactly what you get, because I was really excited about this movie. And when I got out, I felt like it was definitely worth my money and my time. And that's why I love Indian cinema, or just international movies in general. They just do an excellent job at delivering entertainment, and that's something that I would say most modern Hollywood or Western films just don't do as great anymore. And so if you're looking for a really good time and you just want to escape and enjoy a movie, then Pathaan will definitely deliver on all those things. For serious YouTubers, check out TubeBuddy, the premier tool news at geekoutdoors.com. Get more done today by checking out the affiliate link in the description area below. Now, when it comes to the negatives of this film, the first thing I would say is our main villain, Jim, played by John Abraham. He does spend a lot of time explaining his entire evil master plan, and this is something that most spy villains do, and in this case, it's not any different, and at times it did get annoying. And then the second negative that I have with this film is that the final battle just wasn't what I expected. After seeing all these huge action set pieces and spectacle throughout the entire movie, you would think that that last battle is probably going to be the biggest or one of the biggest, but unfortunately it wasn't. And not to say that it was a bad action scene, but compared to everything else in the whole movie, it just wasn't up to those same standards. But other than that, I really did love Pathaan. This is an awesome action film, and seeing Shah Rukh Khan back on the big screens is definitely a huge plus. And so if this film is available where you're at, I highly recommend that you go watch it and then just have a great time. And so if you actually had any thoughts on this film or any other Indian films that you've seen that you've enjoyed, be sure to leave in the comments area below. And if you did want to see my previous review of RRR, I'll leave that in the description area below or up here.